Good morning, beautiful people. Welcome back to the farm. Today's video is going to be another garden tour. So come join me on a walk through the garden. So the roses have been blooming. They have these dark powdery pink on the outside. So beautiful. And they're getting quite tall now, so that's really nice. We have some cilantro, some dill. Dill wants to go to seed. So just pick that off. Sunflower's getting pretty big now. And the calendula looks gorgeous. So I'm not a huge fan of snakes. We don't see many here. Calendula looks really good. We'll just leave him alone. Let him do his job. And some of the lettuce that I need to harvest. Some cabbage. The broccoli, it has really started. So it's really close to being ready to be picked. This guy looks like he's gonna open. And we're working on a time crunch because it looks like it's about to thunderstorm. So, we got some sunflowers and some zucchini that look really good. The broccoli again is looking really good. And then right here we have the cucumber bed, and I've interplanted some lettuce because my idea is that the cucumbers will kind of climb up these strings and create shade for the lettuce to kind of help it not bolt, because we're in full sun here. And then the tomatoes have started to put on some fruit. Basil's looking good. I planted in some marigolds. But yeah, there's lots of blossoms. Some of these have to be re-tied up again. But there's some really good fruit on these. And as we kind of go down the line, you'll see another one. Did you? Oh my goodness, so many snakes. There are bigger fruits. So, yeah. Hopefully let's not step on one. But they're looking really good. There's a big cluster of fruit there. And I feel like once I tie them up, they're gonna kind of hit up here. So that'll be good. These little spoon tomatoes have started to put on lots of fruit everywhere. So that's really cute. I keep picking the chamomile. It smells so good. We're gonna keep our eye out for that little snake. And then this is kind of like my sunflowers here. Ooh, he's somewhere. Don't see him now. But the sunflowers look really, really good. So the beans are looking good. They're just starting to have their little blossoms now. Calendula looks really good. But yeah, the beans are looking fantastic. These beans are starting to climb, which looks good. So are these ones. They're really wrapping around now. And then this one wrapped around a long time ago, but Here we got some baby squash that looks really good coming in. Sunflowers. I gotta put something else here to kind of use the space. And then the broccoli is looking good. I'm sure I'm gonna have to cut some off soon, but it has some little baby sprouts. So you'll cut off this main stem and then you'll have little side shoots, which is always really good. More calendula, cabbage. I just put these lettuce in the other day. Then over here, this is kind of like my squash bed. The flowers have just started to come on, and now the zucchini and the squash are coming in. So right there, there's a little yellow squash. This one has lots of blossoms. It's looking really good. And then these beans have really started to climb. And then right over here, we have our first zucchini, which is really good. We'll be able to pick that very soon. And then I'm thinking of interplanting something in between to kind of use the shade from the leaves. Here's some more tomatoes. They're a little thirsty, so that rain that's coming will be really good. But these are aromas here. They look super good. Green beans. I interplanted some lemon basil and cinnamon basil, which will be really nice. And some dark opal purple basil as well. And then we finally got this set painted, so it looks brand spanking new, and a nice umbrella. Over here we have some corn that finally just came up, and then I have a big strip of carrots and some other leafy greens here. The lima beans are looking really good. These are more green beans, and then more corn, carrots, and then these little guys are rutabagas. So that will be really nice to have for winter time. Then over here, we just made this bed up last night, and then there'll be another one that goes right here beside this one, and then another nice arch. It's just starting to rain now. We'll just head over to the high tunnel. Say hi to all the chickens. Hello. And then in here, these are all my hot and sweet peppers. I've essentially covered it all with grass clippings to help hold the moisture because it gets extremely hot in here. So watering is hard to keep up with. But they're starting to finally grow quite a bit more, which is nice. Peppers here in Canada do take their time. And there comes the rain. But these guys don't mind because it's been so hot. Almost forgot. Strawberry planter looks great. I cut off some runners to kind of root them and create more strawberry plants to fill in the gaps. And we got some little strawberry snacks here. But the leaves are huge, so it really likes this green stalk, which I love the fact that they're off the ground. So very cute. We will have a little snack before we get to the ingrown garden. So good. Okay. So the potatoes are doing really good. So far, so good. I held them up a little bit ago. Just to kind of make sure that we kind of minimize any green potatoes. But they still got a little while to go. They're looking good. Soon, very soon, we'll have some yummy potatoes. And this little plot here is empty, so I gotta fill it with something. Not sure yet though. The onions are doing really good. Yeah. They're doing really good. I gotta weed and come in here and weed. But the my melon row is looking really good. The next set of leaves has started to come on. The crows like to pull out my little markers, so I might be wrong with my placing now. But I have to mulch here, so that will be another thing on the list of to-dos. Over here, the brassicas are looking super duper good. And the tomatoes are coming along. They're much slower than the ones in the raised bed garden over there. But I think it's because they take a lot of the wind pressure. But I don't mind. They were extra plants, so. But these little tomatoes are looking super good. And then over here, my corn patch has come up in little bits. It definitely, I started some more from seed to kind of help out and fill in the gaps. So we'll have to come in and kind of interplant them with these corn. And same thing kind of happened with the sunflowers. A lot more of the sunflowers came up, which is really good. And then the winter squash patch is honestly a little slow, but that's okay. There's some flowers starting to come on that one. That's a big pumpkin. And they're finally starting to get their second leaves. I think they might just need a really good water. Maybe some fertilizer, maybe a compost tea of some sort. But just to kind of give them a boost. But they're doing good. Like, they started putting on more and more leaves. So they might be bouncing back now. There's a nice little calendula here. But yeah, the raised bed garden is really coming along. So we'll like fill in over here where with more raised beds, and then we'll fill in right in front of the chicken coop with raised beds that are going to be more for the chickens. And then all this space here between the in-ground and the raised bed garden, I may put like a couple more raised beds on this side. But then I want to extend this in-ground garden a lot more next year. I'm really enjoying doing in-ground gardening. I didn't get to do that back in Hamilton. So this is super duper fun and super nice. But yeah, we can head over to the perennial garden and see all the berry bushes and stuff before we go over there. We should check on the apple trees. So the apple trees are really coming along. They really got hit hard by those like tent caterpillars that you may have saw in the last video. So they're starting to bounce back now with some new leaf growth. But they did get hit really hard. So it's actually nice to kind of see them semi-functioning now. But that's a Wolf River apple. And then we have 2 Macintosh, another Wolf River apple, and then 2 cherries. And then there's the cherry tree. This is the Stella cherry tree. And this is more of a bush variety of cherry tree. Here's the thought that I'm bouncing back and forth between. Where you see these little blue flags, now do I continue and put a pasture there? Or do I extend my raised bed garden and put more pasture back there? So those are my only thoughts. If you have any opinions or thoughts on it, let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, this little in-ground space is definitely not enough. It will definitely need to be expanded. And I know it's going to go a little bit that way, but it would be nice to have all of this open to eventually put more in. But yeah, so all through here, and I don't know if this will, there's a lot of moss here, so I'm not sure if it will grow a decent pasture grass for livestock. These are my meat chickens. They're doing very good. Alrighty, let's head over to the perennial garden. Alright, so over here in the perennial garden, it's looking great. The bleeding hearts have bounced back. These are some black-eyed Susans that are just starting to bud up, which looks really good. Over here we have some flowers. We've got some hostas, some hollyhocks, which look good, some calendula. The roses really look good. And then over here, the sedum's starting to bud up, which is good. The columbine looks like it's got a deadheaded or something, but there's more buds coming, so such a pretty flower. The asparagus patch is definitely kicking now. All of these ones have really started to come up. Yeah, now you can see them a little bit better. They kind of look like little ferns. And the lemon balm's doing really well. It smells delicious. My thyme is starting to grow a little bit more now. And the tarragon is definitely needs to be pruned here. Oregano looks lovely. Sage looks good. This mint is absolutely fantastic. It's starting to bud up, so we're just gonna, these little buds, we don't want it to flower yet, so we'll just pick those off. But it just smells so fresh, so good. And then these are June bearing strawberry. I don't think we're pretty much gonna get much from them until next year, but they're looking really good. Like, they are putting on like miniature fruit. But yeah, the walking onions look fantastic. The chives definitely need a haircut. And these are weeds. Totally need to be more on top of the weeds. But it's July, so but you'd think I planted something. Then lavender. I don't know how that lavender is gonna do. Doesn't really like it here. Then this is my weed bed. No, I'm joking. This is my strawberry bed. But it's full of weeds. So these have started to come up. Some of them, the crowns got damaged somehow. and some of them actually just went missing entirely. So I'm gonna weed out this bed, put in the runners that I took from my green stock, and then kind of go from there. But I did use like a horse manure compost in here, and there's random carrots coming up, which is funny. Like I pulled out one already and there's definitely a carrot. It's kind of cool. And then rhubarb is still going. It looks fantastic. I do think that I should thin it out, because this has kind of been growing wild over here. And yeah, but I should thin it out, see if I can salvage any of the stalks left to put in the freezer. But yeah, it's looking good. Now I'll head over here to the berry patch that I have. It's so nice when like you're standing here and you just see the water right there. It's so pretty. It's really dark because it's gonna rain, but it looks really nice. So over here we got 2 elderberry plants. They're looking really good. I have a little huckleberry that I'm just kind of letting go wild because I'm hoping it reseeds itself, and maybe we'll come back every year kind of thing after it reseeds. Blueberries are doing really good. There's some wild raspberries growing in between, which I'm just kind of leaving. Blueberries look good. Ooh, raspberries are ready. So don't get me wrong, I love strawberries, but a good raspberry or a blackberries are definitely my favorite, but raspberries do come in second for me. I love them. They're so good. We definitely gotta pick some more though. Look at these. I didn't think I was gonna get any this year because we just moved here and I just put these plants in. Oh, what a good little snack. Oh, there's some over here too. It's just one of those things. Harvesting berries for me is just one of those things that makes me so happy, because essentially I've just put these plants in the ground, watered them maybe a handful of times during a really bad heat wave, and then the rest of the work they do. So for a plant that gives you such a delicious little berry with minimal work is definitely by far worth it for me. So the black raspberry is starting to come along. Looks really good. Red currant looks good. And then this little blackberry plant, which also set some fruit. So we'll be waiting for those to ripen. And then back in here, of course I didn't plant these, but there's like wild raspberries in here and they look so good. They're setting some fruit. I've been picking a couple here and there that are ripe, but they look absolutely fantastic. So we have some plant starts ready to go into the raised bed garden. Just wanted to show you. I picked up these berries from a box store in town and I found them for $10 a plant. So there's these 2 Saskatoon berries, which I'm excited for. There's this royalty purple raspberry, which looks super good. It's a little overachiever by putting on some more fruit. And then I found another black raspberry plant. I really like the black raspberries, so that'll be really good. Alright, so that is it for this garden tour. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. If you like this video, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the like, comment down below what you think I should do with that in-ground garden, and make sure that you share this with your friends, because when you share, that really helps me out in the algorithm, and I super appreciate it. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.